everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a video on how to do your makeup with minimal products whenever you're traveling, or if you just don't have a whole lot of makeup products at home, but you really enjoy doing it. There's a lot of different ways that you can still do your makeup and make it look really, really good without having the latest and most brand new eyeshadow palette out there, or foundation, or whatever it is that you're thinking. And little side note, I'm filming this video in my old bedroom at my parents' house because I came home for the weekend, and my dad actually turned my room into his office, so thanks, Dad. But my Audrey Hepburn quote is still on my wall, so he's gonna have to live with that for a while. But so anyways, yeah, so I don't have anything on my face right now other than I did all my skincare, so like my moisturizer and everything is on. And then I have like lip balm on, but that's it. So we're gonna get into everything that you could possibly need. It's really important, by the way, to have your skincare done before you do your makeup. It helps everything to just last a lot better throughout the day, and then also creates like a barrier on your face so that the foundation and all of the makeup products don't sink into your pores and give you breakouts. So it's really, really important to put all of that on before you do your makeup. So step one is gonna be a primer. So any primer is good. This one is just like one that I grabbed and threw in my little travel bag. It's the Philosophy. It's actually for like aging skin, so clearly I will use whatever if necessary. But anyways, it's called the Anti-Wrinkle Miracle Worker Primer. Now again, this is for more aged, mature skin, but the anti-wrinkle is really just like a smoothing effect, so it's good. I think that you could use it even if you have texture or like lines and things on your face that you want to hide, because I think really the anti-wrinkle is just, it's not going to get rid of your wrinkles, it's just going to fill them in and smooth them out, so you don't have to be 100 years old to use it, is what I'm saying. So anyways, I just took a little bit of that, put it on my finger, and I'm going to rub it around on my and put it on my face. I have a mirror beside me, so if I'm not looking at the camera while I'm doing my makeup, it's because I'm looking in the mirror to do it, because I'm not skilled enough to put on a full face of makeup without looking in the mirror, so there's that. So primer first. You must use primer because, as I said, the skincare creates a barrier on your skin, so does the primer. It puts a barrier on your skin, it smooths your skin out. There's so many different primers that you can use. I like the smoothing ones to make my face look really soft and smooth, but there's anti-redness primers, there's primers that fill in your pores, there's primers that claim to help with acne, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter. Use a primer, make it match your skin type, but there you go. That's all there is to it. So next, what I'm gonna do, step one. So again, I'm just gonna use very minimal products today. I travel, well, I haven't as much recently, but I like to like go on weekend trips and things. And I'm not always home. There for a while, I was practically like staying at people's houses every weekend, even through the week. So I always had just like a travel kit of makeup. So I just really learned how to kind of use really minimal products, which works just as well. So next thing I'm going to do is just fill in my eyebrows. So this is just the Kat Von D Signature Brow Pencil. I don't know, this is really old. I've had it for a while. It lasts a long time. But my favorite one is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. But anything's fine. Okay, so I'm going to fill those in really quickly. So I like the brow pencils / like pen crayon things the best because they're very, very fine, and you can like really create your own look to your eyebrows really easily without going too heavy or too crazy on it. So that's why I use these guys. I think even the Anastasia Brow Wiz is a little bit finer than this, and it's a little bit lighter, so I like using that more, but this is fine too. So I'm going to fill these in really quick. Okay, that's good enough. So that's the eyebrows. I didn't take a whole lot of time on them, just kind of make them shaped up a little bit better, make them look natural. Great. So then next I'm gonna go in and do my foundation. So I'm using this Sephora brand Make No Mistake foundation stick. This is really, really nice. Any type of foundation stick is gonna be really easy to travel with and super just good to take in your makeup bag whenever you're going on a trip. The Sephora one is surprisingly really, really nice. I don't usually use like Sephora foundation products kind of thing. I think that a lot of their products are really good, but usually just for foundation, they're not my favorite. But this stick is actually really, really nice. It's super creamy and it doesn't dry out my skin, which is why I usually like don't like it. It's either the Sephora foundation is either usually like too heavy and I like a more sheer kind of coverage, or maybe where it just is like drying for my skin or whatever. But this is really nice, especially for a foundation stick, because foundation sticks can tend to be very, very, oh wow, I look crazy, can tend to be very drying, but this one's not. It's super creamy. So I don't think I ever really even use this at home. If I'm home, I just like keep it in my makeup bag for traveling, because it's the easiest thing to grab for whenever I'm out, and I don't have to worry about like foundation leaking all over my bag or anything. I just kind of keep this in there, but I really like it. I'm just gonna blend this all out. I'm using a beauty blender. Yes, this is a yellow beauty blender. It's the Joy one. It's literally called Joy, so I had to get it because that's my middle name. Anyways, wow, I look super ghostly right now. It's just the lights, it's fine. Shout out to my dad for having this lamp in his office that's super bright that makes the lighting look better. All right, so that's done. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer under my eyes and like on this little area on my cheek because it's always red there. I'm just gonna, and usually with concealer, you can get like a lot lighter one than your skin is, but I don't have one with me right now, so I'm just kind of doing this for a little extra coverage under my eyes, so it's more like my skin tone whenever it blends out, but it's fine. I don't need it to be super bright. So far we've used primer, a foundation stick, and a concealer. Okay, so first thing, for whenever you're traveling, I would recommend, my foundation's done, that's it, voila. The first thing I would recommend while you're traveling is to bring a palette, like a small palette, so that it fits in your makeup bag. I brought big ones before and it just didn't work out so well. Like I thought, oh yeah, this will be all in one, but then it's just hard to travel with and like pack and everything. So get like a small palette. Yes, this is the Kylie Cosmetics, it doesn't show up, Kylie Cosmetics little palette. It's really cute. Judge me for using Kylie Cosmetics. I think a lot of them are really good, especially this. I think she did a really great job with this holiday collection. But anyways, so this has bronzer in it, highlighter, and blush. So that already makes things super, super easy if you're traveling or if you're buying things, just buy one palette with everything in it. It makes it just super easy to go with. So I'm gonna first use the bronzer in here, and it's called Toasty, which is super cute because it's like hot chocolate or whatever. I gotta figure out this whole focus thing. Nothing ever shows up, but it's fine. So I'm gonna do that first, and I'm gonna put bronzer on my cheeks. And this isn't a tutorial, guys. This is just like me literally slapping on my makeup, showing you how I do it whenever I'm traveling. So I'm not like contouring my cheekbones and my nose and all that stuff. I'm just putting bronzer on. I always put it on my nose because I think it ties everything together. Whether I'm contouring it or just doing regular bronzer, I always put some on my nose. So it does some powder. But I always put it on my nose. I didn't set down my face with any powder either. Like I said, I usually use setting spray like after I do my foundation. And then I'll spray some of that on and then go in with my powder again, just because I'm a little bit more dry in my skin. So I don't like using powder unless I'm really, really, really trying to set down my face. And then if I do, I will like douse my skin in setting spray. This bronzer is definitely a little bit lighter of a bronzer, so I am putting quite a bit on just to make it look like I have some tone to my skin. So then same palette, I'm gonna use this peachy blush kind of color. I love this blush. That's one of the reasons I love this palette from Kylie Cosmetics. I think she did a really, really great job with all of the colors for fair skin tones. Thanks for that. So yeah, I'm just gonna dip my little brush. This is nice too. Oh, that's another thing. Get a brush that's more double-ended for traveling. So I have a bronzer brush on one end and then a blush brush on the other, which is super awesome. So I'm gonna just use that. I think that that's a really good idea, so you're not carrying around a ton of brushes whenever you're traveling just for your makeup for yourself. Double-ended brushes are where it's at. I'm just gonna put the blush on. I always put blush on my nose. I don't know who else does that or if anybody else does that at all. Probably not. Most people keep it on the apples of their cheeks. I always put it on my nose because I think it ties your face together and it just looks cute, like your little bunny rabbit. I don't know. That's just what I do. You don't have to do that. You can keep it on the apples of your cheeks. I don't really care. But I think it looks cute whenever people do that. So that's what I did. Okay, so there's that. So foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush. So far I've only used 3 actual products because this is one palette. And then I'm gonna go in, I'll do my highlighter later, but I'm gonna go in and do my eyes. So I can at least get this on here before my phone dies because it's probably gonna. So normally I would always recommend setting down, oh, I do have an extra palette, so I'm just gonna do that really quick. So one thing I always say is something leaked on it, it's fine. Something I always recommend is setting down your concealer or your eye primer. That's another thing. I used concealer on my eyelids. I just took my beauty blender and like spread that over my eyelids as my eye primer for today because I did forget that. But I always use concealer as eye primer. So that's another little hack for traveling. Is just, or even at home, whatever. You can just use your concealer or your foundation and put it all over your eyelids and then set it down with a neutral colored powder as your eye primer. Now, again, I don't have like a neutral colored powder in the palette that I brought, so I did cheat and I used something else for that, but that's fine. So I'm just setting that down. It can be just like white, clear, whatever, nude, just all over your eyelid to set it down so that it doesn't crease. But yeah, anyways, moving on. So then I'm gonna go in again with this same palette, the Kylie palette, and I'm gonna dip into the bronzer, the Toasty shade, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. So that right there, you don't have to bring a whole extra eyeshadow palette. I used that other one for the set down on my lids because I had it in there, but for like one look kind of thing, this is what I recommend doing, is just take one palette, use your bronzer as your eyeshadow color if you're just doing like a warm brown kind of look, and you don't have to worry about bringing a whole extra palette for it. So I'm gonna put that on my eyes. And another thing whenever you're traveling is to remember is just that you don't have to bring a ton of different eye brushes. People use a ton of different eye brushes. Sometimes I will if I'm being super precise with my eye makeup or like with the look that I'm doing. But typically I try just to use 1 or 2 brushes to mix things through. I don't think it's super necessary to use 12 brushes on your eyes. Sometimes I do because it's fun, but you really don't need that for just a basic look that you're going for. So that's what I'm doing now, is just using this one brush. And again, this is a super, super easy look because I'm traveling and I don't want to bring a ton of different palettes and things that I need to get a bunch of different colors for. So I went in with that brown color. It's all over my crease, all over my upper eye. So I did that, and then I'm going to go in. I am going to use a different brush for this second part. I'm going to go in with the peach color, and I'm just going to windshield wipe that into my, that is the weirdest thing I've ever said. Okay, I'm gonna blend that into my crease, just on like the outer part, to kind of warm it up and make it a little bit more pinky type of color. Not a whole lot, just a little bit to kind of make it something other than just brown. That is one thing I'll say about this Kylie palette, is it's got like a lot, it's like very powdery, which is fine. Like it doesn't affect the way that it goes on for me, so I don't really care that much, but it is powdery if anybody's wondering about that. Okay, so there's that. Matches, good enough, whatever. Nothing too crazy. So then, okay, this next trick, you want to wet your finger. Now I'm just gonna wet my finger. Usually I'll use a setting spray, but to like spray on my finger, or the flat brush, whatever it is that you use. I use my finger because I think it spreads on better. But that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that it's wet because the shimmer of the highlighter will go on a lot better whenever you're putting it on your eyes. If it's like an eyeshadow or a highlighter. That's the other thing. I'm going to use the highlighter on my eyelids as a shimmer. Some people don't know you can mix stuff like this. Like I put the brown on my eyes, I put the pink on my eyes, I'm putting the highlighter on my eyes. That's just something that you can do whenever you're traveling so that you don't have to bring a whole extra eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I licked my finger. Judge me. Like I do this all the time to myself. If you're doing somebody else's makeup, don't do it. If it's your own eye, like I don't know. That's why I was laughing at the beginning, because I knew I was gonna do that, and it's not the best thing to do probably. But that's how you really get the most shimmer out of a color, is if you wet it first. So again, normally I would use a setting spray. Don't have it, you work with what you got. I'm not concerned about it. So I mixed both of these highlighters to put on my eye to just kind of get like that really pretty frosty gold kind of color, or champagne, if you will. So I'm putting that all over my eyelid, and then I'm gonna take just the Ice Me Out, the lightest highlighter, and I'm gonna put it right in the inner corner to brighten everything up. Here's that. I need a napkin. So yeah, so that's it. And then I'm gonna go back in with this. I'm gonna go back in with the brown shade from the palette and just blend my crease out again to warm everything back up. And that's it. So that's literally all I did for like an easy travel makeup. I don't have anything under my eyebrows that made anything pop or like lighter or anything. I literally just used one palette for my entire face makeup. So then next thing is I use these Buxom lip liners. I like them a lot because they are super thick. So you can use it as like a lipstick rather than just a lip liner. I don't know if you can tell how thick it is, but it's very thick for a lip liner. So I'm just gonna put that all over my lips. It's a really pretty peachy shade. What is it called? Confidential is what it is. I really like anything that's like peachy looking, even though it's more summery than it is wintry. I don't really like dark colors on my lips. I like light colors on my lips. So that's what we're doing today. So there's that. Again, whenever, a good tip for when you're traveling is just pick the color of lipstick or like lip gloss or whatever it is that you're using that looks best on your skin tone. Don't look at your whole collection and go, I have to bring all 10 colors because I don't know what I'm gonna wear. It's lipstick, it doesn't matter that much. Just throw in the color that you know looks best on your skin tone, because at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna reach for and put on anyways, because that's what works for you. So don't worry about like traveling with a ton of different stuff. Just figure out what those core products are that work best with your skin and your skin tone, and do that. That's the best thing. At home, you know, go through your 50 different lipsticks and decide what color you want to use. I'm just saying for whenever you're traveling, that's the easiest way to do it, is just bring what you know looks good on you. So I use this cute little eyelash curler from Tarte. It looks like a mermaid. I like that a lot. I do use it. I never used to use an eyelash curler until that came out, and then I bought it because it was super cute, and now I use it all the time. So I did that first, and then I'm gonna go. So normally what I would do is curl my lashes, do all my face makeup, put my lipstick on, set my face down with the setting spray. The All Nighter by Urban Decay is my favorite. I'll do that first, and then I'll go in and put my mascara on, but today I don't have that, so I'm just gonna put this on now. This is the Benefit Roller Lash, my absolute favorite. Okay, so my phone did in fact die, so I had to plug that in and turn it back on, so sorry about that. But anyways, so I didn't do anything other than put my mascara on, so you can tell that I did that. That's all. So one thing, I never put mascara on my bottom eyelashes because I feel like my eyes are kind of like almond shaped, they're squinty. So when I put mascara on my bottom lashes, it just smears all over underneath my eye. So beware of that. If you feel like you have small eyes, you're still beautiful, nothing wrong with that. Just don't put mascara on your bottom lashes and everything's good. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna use this same double-sided brush. If you wanna just bring an extra highlighter brush, there's nothing wrong with that. I just always like kind of rub off the blush on my brush, and I think that works just fine. It doesn't smear all over. And this is a good one too because it's basically the shape of a highlighter brush that I would use. So I'm just gonna use that. And I'm gonna go in with this same palette and just first, I think I'm gonna put on the Cheers Darling, so like the more gold shade. I'm gonna put that on first and then decide if I wanna mix them or not, or if I just wanna use that one. So I'm gonna always tap off your brush whenever you're doing highlighter because that's a lot. And then I'm just gonna put it on the tops of my cheekbones from like framing it around my eyebrow and bringing it kind of down. tiny bit on my nose. I'm not that kind of person who like douses up their nose in highlighter because I don't like that much on. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put a little bit more mascara on. I always like to do one coat, let it dry, and then put a second coat on just to make it look a little better. There's that. I never wear fake eyelashes like ever. I've worn them. Oh, that really, okay, just stabbed myself in the eye, that's fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I never wear fake eyelashes. I have tried them once or twice in my life. They're fun, they're fine. If I wear my glasses, they're annoying because I can't, you know, they like glide into my glasses, but I just like to wear mascara. Find a good one that works for you. That's all. I don't know. Fake ones are great. I think that they're fun and use them if you want to. I just don't. So anyways, yeah, that's all other than I did my lip color. And then this is the lip balm I was wearing before. It's the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. Laneige came out with a lip mask a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago. And that was amazing and it blew up a whole lot. So they started making the lip balms too. There's a bunch of different colors. I have 3 of them. I've lost 2 of them. They're really, really good. They don't really give you much of a tint, but even though it's pink in here, like it doesn't give me any color. But they make your lips feel so, so good, and they actually work to unchap them. So I always put just a little bit of gloss on, or lip balm or lip gloss on top of my lip color because I like that kind of look more so than I like matte because my lips are dry. But anyways, so that's my entire makeup look for the day. Yeah, I used foundation, concealer, primer, of course, before the foundation and concealer. I used 1 palette for my entire face, and then a lip color and mascara. I didn't do any eyeliner. I usually don't, again, unless it's something super, like a super dramatic look. This is what I will do on a regular day while I'm traveling. So that's all I have. Ask me any questions you might have about any of the products or anything that would work best for you as far as traveling or even tips at home. So yeah, that's all I have. Have a good day, guys. Bye.